It's happening. It's happening just like the Bible said. The prophets of old and Jesus Christ and his apostles foretold the signs of the last days prophecies, and now they're happening. Missiles struck an airbase in central Syria earlier today in the midst of the crisis over the latest chemical attack by the Syrian Regime and Russia on civilians in Douma Syria. The missiles hit the Syrian Regime T4 military airbase in the Homs province. Then the big question was, who shot up Syria's airbase with the missiles? And the finger pointing started. First at the U.S. because of how Trump had roughed up Assad and Putin with his last tweet after the current chemical attack that they did. But no, the Pentagon said, it's not us, not me. So then Russia and Syria, of course, as always, pointed a finger at Israel, accusing Israeli jets of firing the missiles. Of course, like Israel usually does, they kept their mouths shut and didn't say anything. And then later on in the day, after the Russians kept pointing and kept saying things about the Israelites doing it, then the Pentagon confessed and said, yeah, it was them. And what's interesting is that we also found out that the Pentagon knew about it from Israel ahead of time. So they were actually in on the deal. So is this the beginning of more to come in this area? You can bet on it. This time, 2 Israeli F-15s carried out the strikes from Lebanese air base and fired a total of 8 missiles at the T4 base, with 3 getting through air defenses and striking the base. And reports say 14 people were killed, including Iranians, or at least Iran-backed fighters. And this was just after the Syrian regime had used chemical weapons on civilians at Douma, killing scores and scores of families and children while wounding over 100 who were hiding in basements underground. That's why they used the chemical gas, so they could get down to them and kill them. And Trump had tweeted afterwards that Animal Assad and Putin will have a big price to pay for what had happened. So we can expect more to come in this area of Syria and Israel. For the last days prophecy said it will happen. And what are happening now are signs of these last days prophecies indicating their coming fulfillment. We're actually seeing a convergence of the Gog of Magog prophecy of Ezekiel and the Revelation Sixth Trumpet World War. For all the prophesied players that are involved in these and the geographic locations that are mentioned are coming into perfect alignment, showing us that these are the last days of prophecy. Expect much more to happen there in Syria and Israel. And for biblical believers, get ready for the coming of Jesus for his church. And remember, for born-again believers, the last days are not the end, but the beginning of a beautiful new future with Jesus Christ.